How's my team doing? I spent, hey everyone, hey Zombie, Darla, Zombie. Thanks guys, Peter Hyde's in the house. Between the two live streams, I was able to get back. Bruce is probably making coffee. Scary though, because that's exactly why I took those extra 10 minutes. Absolutely. I only have one coffee actually. I cheated. I didn't make a batch. I heated that one up in the microwave, which I shouldn't. Let's rock and roll. Everyone's ready. Friday Night Live. It's better than Saturday Night Lives. Come on. We have a lot of fun here. I spent, I went on to the Black Vault, the Pentagon, when I got off to look to see if there was more stuff coming up. There's always stuff coming out. And apparently there was a lot of information about the Kennedy assassination. All the documents are said to be released on the Black Vault. The problem is that they were in formats that were unreadable. So they posted, the information has been on the internet since the beginning, but it must have been hidden because it was, there was a different format that was not registered to the internet that nobody knew about. So obviously, if hackers get into that, hackers are going to be able to see a lot of things, which I believe hackers saw everything that the U.S. is doing right now. A lot of talk. We got the New York Times, biggest corrupt media center, spreading bullshit news that there's not going to be disclosure. That the ones who were laughing at people showing truth are going to be able to go back to laughing at people showing the truth. It'll be hidden again for many years. But are we all forgetting what they said to us? Everything that happened? Everyone in the world's going to remember what happened. Everyone in the world's going to remember what happened. What everyone's talking about now, I'm not talking about you guys that are and gals awake. The one's talking about Ralph Piolio. Thank you, brother. That's how it is, man. Notifications come in at the very last minute. Yeah, we'll be talking about a bunch of the disclosure and what they're saying and what I'm finding out. I'm getting more and more positive as we go along. They got caught, and that's why they're talking about it. They had no business talking about anything. At no time does the government ever want to come clean about any of this crap. That's for sure. And if they are on certain subjects, it's because they were harassed, they were hacked, or whatever. Somebody threatened them to be able to bring out some information. And obviously, it must come from another country, which I sort of appreciate that, knowing that another country could have hacked into the governments in the States, but hopefully leaking out some real information. Hey, Madman, Unmasked, how's it going? What's up, brother? Nice to see you. Spent an hour before leaving. Hey, Hopkinson. Patty's in the house. How's it going, Patty? You too, Patty. I got your address, everything. I got the email. Everything was fine. I checked it out, double-checked. Things will be sent. Hey, we have one waiting, free speech warrior, waited months and months and months for something I sent them, and then they had a little glitch, which was my fault. I'm assuming I put a price on the box. They asked me. I never mailed anything. How much is the item worth? I told them the item, how much it was worth. I wasn't hiding anything. I had the website up where I bought all the gifts. People wanted to go and see where I got them. And I guess I'm assuming that Free Speech Warrior, would have had a nice little bill once they got the parcel. So they did well sending it back for sure. And it came back, but it took till from January and then in March over there. And now we're in June. We're nearing halfway through June, and I just received it back. So just now found out that people didn't get their gifts. So if ever you don't get it, and it takes long, for the mailing, sometimes it can take up to a month. But when a couple months go by like that, you got to wonder, what the hell's going on? Thanks so much, everyone, for stopping by. I'm anxious as hell to jump on the video and to go back and research the video. Those just arriving to the channel, new subscribers, I'm always outside filming, and obviously on the days that there are no UFOs outside and the weather doesn't permit us, I have a lot of documentation that I go back into the videos, and there's lots even from 4 years ago that I still haven't really showed well. And I will be doing that all the time. Whenever I can and it's raining, I'm doing that. Of course, then you'll be bored once I start filming UFOs because it's repetitive. It's every day, always something coming in. But those of you who like it, well, you get raw, straight up footage with a large telescope. When I started this channel, nobody had the telescope. Nobody else still has the 14 making a channel. There are no moon channels with 14-inch telescopes on YouTube. Even if you guys tell me there are, they're not. You can go to someone's channel, he says he has a 14-inch Celestron, but he's not posting videos. So I was able to get such amazing things with a smaller telescope, 5-inch. So by boosting it up to 14, and the next one will be up into the 20 inches, it's going to be very revealing. The revelations that I'm going to be showing in the coming years will be the very small details on the surface. Yes, we will be able to see any lines and roads and stuff. When it comes down to looking for a flag, come on. I have a hard time spotting a flag at my neighbor's. I don't think we're going to be able to see any, even though they say that we should be able to. I don't think with a 14-inch scope, though. That's for sure. Most telescopes are land-based that show images of the moon from NASA, right? On Wikipedia. Ever understood that? It's all 11-inch telescopes that are taking pictures of the surface because NASA doesn't want bigger than 11 inches. 11 inches gets you right to the surface. And if you show it in black and white and you don't get too close, you're not going to see the atmosphere. They're not going to film, obviously, UFOs. They take snapshots. So we have over 10,000, maybe even 100,000 channels of people saying that, you know, it's all fake work and stuff that I'm doing. But in reality, they're all using NASA images and Mars images. Hello, NASA is the one keeping the secret. They're never going to show us revealing things. They might show us a very revealing surface on Mars that will impress many people, but they're not going to go where there's buildings and stuff like that. Some people are so naive, they look at one image of Mars and they go, look, there's nothing there. If we take pictures of Earth in Antarctica and in the deserts, right? Nobody sees what's going on in the desert. There's nothing there, right? So we could film a whole bunch of pieces of parts of Earth and show people on other planets, look, there's nothing on Earth. There's water, there's sand, the vegetation, it all died off with them a long time ago, which they're probably telling them themselves a fake story about the apocalypse to the people living on the moon. You know, I do believe there are people on the moon, 100%. Mr. Ralph Piolio, thank you very kindly, sir. I'm wondering, they were saying June 21st. Yeah, I'm going to get right into that. They are lifting lockdown. Yeah, right. I wonder if people are going to be distracted by that and disclosure will be a bleep on the radar. Very smart of what you're saying. They're leaking out information. Thanks a lot, Ralph Piolio. And hello to Gina, if she's around. You said it. 21st of June is what I heard. And I also heard the 1st of July. just to make it things worse. I think that's what they're going to do is that what they're going to expose, they're going to expose it on websites, and a lot of information is going to be hard to get. They say that they put everything up about John F. K's death. They talked about Lee Harvey Oswald. They talked about him being a Marine. Then they talked about Ruby, the one that killed Oswald. They said that he acted alone. They said that there was no CIA operatives behind it. There was no FBI behind anything. It was just a spontaneous shot that somebody wanted to kill somebody that shot the president. So it's a repetitive cycle, how they're hiding things. And I'll tell you what, the government is going to hide as much as they can. Anyone trying to get information out that they can kill or get rid of, they're going to do that too there. This is all going to be done. How many agents do you think the government of the United States of America hires for secret projects to deal with one bloody association? Scientology, the Church of Scientology. No, little boy Tom Cruise's house. Well, over there, Hubbard, the one that was in charge of it, obviously they said for ages that, there was theft being done. They were robbing the people, that it was a scam. So they really wanted to tap into the Church of Scientology. They did. They also were surveilling, doing surveillance of people, 30 people that were in other countries that were related in dealing with not necessarily a part of the church, but they were doing money deals or whatever with the Church of Scientology. 5,000 agents. I think it was Project Snow White or Project Freakout, something like that. That was what I'm talking about right now, is declassified information on the Black Vault. The Black Vault has over 2,496,894 files, and it's all files relating to different countries. There is no one country on the Black Vault. It's CIA operated, and we're seeing a lot of pictures. They're releasing amounts for JFK, amounts that were spent, and talking about a whole bunch of things. But so far, I haven't seen any credible evidence, obviously, where they're saying literally, that the CIA was the one that did all of this, when most of us probably think that that's what it was. Most likely. Sarah Horton's here. Prescott, welcome. Happy Friday, everyone. And a happy Friday to you, Sarah. Thanks for the support, the messages, the thumbs up, the shares. It's greatly appreciated, my friends. It's therapeutic for me when I come on to the live streams. I always enjoy it very, very much, coming to say hi to you all. It's always the same faces that come back and support the channel, so I have to really... Oh, I think I saw a free speech warrior icon there. Good evening, Bruce. All in the chat. Got the notification for this one. Awesome. Free speech. I'm going to take the chance and re-say what I said, but hopefully you saw the message I sent you. You probably received the parcel, and you had a payment to do anything. Anyways, it was my mistake. Hopefully it's the same address that you have. It's resent, right? So it's going to go back to the same address, and this time everything will be okay, because it was a giveaway. You won a beautiful gift, and I wanted to send it to you, and you weren't very, very annoying, free speech warrior, with that. I'm surprised. Many months went by. If I were you, I would have definitely thought that I had just skipped you out for sure. But to let you know, free speech warrior, yesterday I received the parcel back here, and I'll send it again. It's okay. It cost me $10 to send it in January, and it came back, so it's not a problem. 10 or 11 bucks again, and I'll resend it. But this time I won't write an amount, I guess, on the parcel. In case you were wondering why you would have had an amount to pay, is I didn't know, but I guess they asked me what the value of the gift was. It was a $75 bloody gift. So I mentioned it when they asked me how much the price was. So I didn't know that you guys in the States are going to pay certain customs for whatever the price is of the object. That's a little stupid, I find. But so sent it again in a value of worth nothing. Told them I sent you garbage. That way they won't charge you. But free speech warrior, thanks a lot for your patience. Very, very patient. And sorry about that. First time sending stuff out to people. I'm not a whiz on that for sure. I'm learning. We have to find what they miss. Yeah, intergalactic mayhem. It's exactly that. They're skipping things. Some things are coming out. They talked about the Tic Tacs. They revealed to us that they were searching for these objects for over 70 years. Over 70 years. So we can confirm that the U.S. government is all the time working on UFOs. So there's funds that are going for that. So this is hard to hide. And I believe what's going to happen in 2024, when they start bringing people to the moon, if they don't put it back to 2032, you watch. There could be climate change problems in 2024. The sun is going to be so active in 2025. It's going to be attracting meteors, asteroids, and objects inside the solar system. There's going to be lots of storms, lots of fires, from dry spells and everything, and drought all over the world. And where there's drought, well, in other areas, there'll be floods. A lot of you are going to get snow like you're getting now. I'm watching my friends in the States You guys getting snow, which you've never gotten before. Texas took down the grid in Texas completely, froze the Aeolian turbines, and which is very toxic, by the way, to make those bloody non-pollution sort of windmills. They're very toxic. All the cement too they put in the ground and everything. I mean, there's nothing clean or green about it. When the government's telling you go green, well, say to yourself, it's probably a green wire they're talking about, because there's nothing green about what the government does. Tanya Womack is here. Hello, Tanya Womack. All the JFK senior is a bunch of crap. Yeah. Yep. And everything they're telling us is a bunch of crap too. They say that they released every document on JFK. It was just recently uploaded on theblackvault.com. For those of you that want to see, I look at the Pentagon. I go everywhere. I go to SETI. I go to universities, forums. I spend my days sometimes, well, doing my work, obviously, but going to look at all those places where they're talking about certain things. New York Times, there's one that opened his mouth, talking quickly, telling people that there's nothing out there, there's nothing coming and stuff like that. It's bullcrap. It's a lot of bullcrap. They're going to try to do a whole bunch of things under our noses. And the minute I start filming and people start filming the lights of things going on, they will pass off our satellites. The same crap as what happened in the past. But we got to admit that us UFO freaks, this year and last year, we blew it out of the park. They blew it out of the park with all the revelations, saying that there's a threat, and a threat could be a foreign threat or a UFO threat. Why did they start talking about UFOs? It was maybe because China was causing a certain threat to the States, right? Talking about bio attacks and everything. I believe in all that. So a lot of people, so they're blowing everything off. They're blowing a whole bunch of things off. Lee Harvey Oswald probably didn't even kill JFK. Sorry, I got excited. Yeah, I always get excited. Rob Fett, any birthday surprises for our Mr. T on Monday? Wait a minute. Is there a Mr. T? You're talking about the Mr. T member that comes here? Is it his birthday? Let me know if that's the person you're talking about. Mr. T's birthday, we'll sing him a happy birthday. I'll be able to play him happy birthday with my guitar and annoy the hell out of the trolls when I play my guitar. Kashel, or Kashelli, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Philip, NASA, never a straight answer. I agree with that. 100% for sure. Hey, thanks, brother. Luis Elizondo, yes, former Pentagon AATIP director, absolutely admitted that UFOs have shut down nuclear weapon systems. Very interesting. I heard some of that too from time to time. He also warned the UAP disclosure report may be watered down. You're 100% right about that. And Andrew L., thank you. I think 9/11 was to cover up, destroy. Thanks, brother. Destroy evidence of the trillions of dollars that went into secret space programs that they couldn't tell people about, even the courts. I agree with that 100%. To cover up, destroy evidence of course. 9/11. 9/11, there's the bill. $3 trillion probably is exactly how much it costs to take down the towers. Scary shit when you think of it. And yeah, Luis Elizondo is the former AATIP Pentagon director. So this guy is talking a lot, right? And what you just said there, I think that is the biggest. I think that is the biggest danger. What my friend here just mentioned. Thanks, brother. Nuclear facilities, missile ballistic launch facilities that are underground. The UFOs come down around those areas, and they are seen in no-fly zones. So they're seen in areas where there's military flying zones, and there's no airspace for regular traffic in airplanes, and you're still seeing these lights come down. Somebody asked me, why are they not shooting the lights? Isn't that odd, eh? We would shoot anybody else around a nuclear plant if there was a plane going by. Why won't they shoot down a UFO? Because they don't know who they are yet. It could be they don't know who they are yet. Absolutely. But Luis Elizondo, when he started speaking, some information came up from the Pentagon itself or Navy intelligence or someone that said that Luis Elizondo wasn't even working there. Of course he's working there. He was director. And he was also working on secret projects. He says that UFOs are absolutely 101% real. And Luis Elizondo is the one several times, thanks for mentioning, that he keeps telling us we don't know who they are. They still don't know if it's a foreign invader or if it's an outside invader. Apparently, what the New York Times said is going to be leaked is that they're saying that UFOs are not American made. So that's disclosure, right? UFOs are not from America. Okay. Are they foreign? Are they from China? Are they from other galaxies? 70 years of Tic Tacs flying around Earth. They must be pretty advanced. Can you imagine that? 70 years of having a UFO and advancing that technology for 70 years with trillions of dollars. How far they must be. They're making weapons. UFOs are weapons, right? They're direct energy weapons. That's exactly what they are, whether they're nuclear or not. Why are UFOs coming down around nuclear plants? And they are. And like our friend here just said, they even were able to shut some down, to stop them from functioning or whatever. What would happen if they came down and they closed all the nuclear reactors on cooling down systems? If everyone across the world had to scramble and begin the cool down. If you're working in a nuclear plant, you're well equipped and knowledgeable enough to know that when the big day happens, when they have to shut down the reactors, they don't know if they're going to be able to shut them down properly or not. You got all this uranium and all this high heat, which causes fission and not fusion. It's all inside the heat. The uranium, the atoms are bouncing off each other, making, enriching the uranium. And then they shut it down. When they shut it, I always said, if ever there's a catastrophe here on Earth, an earthquake, all the nuclear plants in 24 hours will have destroyed the Earth and all its water and everything living. Think of it. How many nuclear plants are around us? We got nuclear plants right here in Ontario, not far from me. The Bruce plant. Bruce Nuclear. Look that up. Bruce Nuclear Plant. Where are they selling their uranium? Where are they selling the plutonium? Because that's what you make. A lot of people don't know that. Plutonium. What's plutonium? Well, I heard about it on Back to the Future. Uranium, plutonium. People driving around in a truck, right, with guns, and they had this little quantity of plutonium, right? Well, what do they make with plutonium? Nuclear warheads, atomic and nuclear bombs. If somebody has a size of uranium that big, let's say like this, let's say a bit thicker, well, probably a lot thicker, nice big brick like this of uranium, they could make 2 nuclear bombs, one using half, another one using the other half. And now with the techniques that they have, they can make probably even stronger. Iran's enriching uranium. You don't want to enrich uranium. Enriching uranium is to make nuclear warheads stronger. You don't want that to be done. And they're doing that. So why do UFOs come down alongside nuclear reactors? And why are the countries not talking about that? Why does all the other countries that have nuclear reactors, have they not had problems with somebody appearing in front of them in the sky? Most likely. National security is involved in this too. It's a big disgusting cover-up where it's all about money. The States isn't going to talk about what they know because they don't care about other countries. They just want the monopoly for themselves. I say America, every country. Every country's in it. It's a game. Each country's in it to be in charge of everything. And you have these leading countries that are screwing things up for everything, screwing things up for everyone. All the leading countries. There's only supposed to be one leading country, they say, but I don't think so. I see one country as being Mexico, Canada. Here's a country. U.S., Canada, and Mexico. There's one country with open borders, literally open borders. Kamala Harris, 90 days, over 90 days into her in her time being in the White House, and she's never even gone to the border once. Are UFOs COVID related? I think so. Could absolutely be. Ken Kirshner, UFOs are real and so is COVID. Absolutely. How's it going, Ken? Maybe. Oh, COVID's real for sure. They sent it out as an attack. What's not real is that it was created in nature, because that did not create itself in nature. It's an edited gene. And every single person that has the competence and that has the work in their life of being in a lab, that's the first thing they learn, is how to be able to recognize a natural virus or a manipulated virus, a created virus. It's easy. They're going to see the edited genes in it. You're going to see the splicing. They're splicing and editing the genes. So that's literally changing the genetic human codes. So they say it started off with the bats. It's a lot of bat shit. That's bullcrap. And especially governments, hats off for opening up restaurants around the labs. I mean, that was just the smartest bitching thing I've ever seen anybody do. Open restaurants and have schools maybe close by to the labs, and you know, so they can pick up the downwind of what's going on there. Wonder how many people died at the virology lab and they buried without saying anything. Wonder what school they buried them at. That's where they bury everybody, right? When they have no room to hide people, they go bury them in the schools, right? Unfortunately. Blessed to be. Thumbs up for Bruce. Thank you very much. Don Jose. Hola, Bruce. Hola. Gracias. Bienvenido a mi canal de investigación. Muchas gracias. Don Jose, I also have a Spanish channel. If ever you want to check it out, Astronomia of Nice is it's mi canal de investigación. You can also check that one out too. Small Spanish-speaking channel I'm trying to reach out to Spanish-speaking people. If you're just arriving here and you have Spanish friends, send them over to the Spanish channel. Or if you know French people, you can send them over to my French channel. Robin Hood, Ledford, the poison. Absolutely well said. Robin Hood. I mean, Robin Ledford. Why was I saying Robin Hood? Don't forget to hit those thumbs up for Bruce. Thank you very much, Mr. Ralph Piolio. And the next video will be here on Bruce Sees All. We're due for a good video here. Got a video, 18-minute video up on the French channel. Didn't even make it to 1,000 views, y'all. You know what? I didn't even go check. I'm just jumping to conclusions now. Who knows? It could be at 10,000 views now, that video. I don't think so, but Steve Will, I did not see him. Hello, Steve. Welcome. Dana Shiver. Hello, Dana. Dana's in the house. Y'all settled in, Dana? Yeah, Moon Family. That's well said, Dana. Thanks, girls and guys, for sharing the links. As always, Dana, Darla. Appreciate that, my friends. Or attempted execution, I believe. JFK Sr. was not killed. Lots is going on in that family. Eh? Did you see even one of their kids of JFK's kids drowned or something on holidays somewhere? There's lots going on. I always wonder, it's weird. Hey, the Source Networker 369. Welcome back. There you go. Yeah, the priests. Damn right. Most corrupt person in the world. Speaks for God, represents God. Nice, eh? That was a good idea, though. They were smart. Who's going to be the new one that they're going to pretend to make us trust now? I wonder. Honestly, I wonder which island Jeffrey Epstein's living on right now. They must have given him an island further away or something. Maybe the Queen lent him an island or something in, I don't know, Wales, whatever they are, England, Buckingham Palace. We never hear what's underground in Buckingham Palace, eh? I wonder what's underground in Buckingham Palace. Wonder where all the tunnels go to. Is there a tunnel that leaves Buckingham Palace that goes to an airport where there's helicopters and jets? Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the attempted assassination. I mean, a whole bunch of things made no sense. The bullets made no sense. The way the bullets went through them made no sense. Lots of weird reactions in the car. At one point, it looked like the guy in the front seat had shot him. When the guy turned around like this and put his hand like that, I don't know if he was going to shoot him or something. There's lots of stuff that they were talking about. So that's all deliberate, right? To mix us up. Look at the UFOs. There's a UFO that they declassified. And what did they do with that? They threw a whole bunch of other bullcrap stuff around it, declassified it. And boy, the New York Times, CNN, they must be getting really good salaries from the government to be scamming the people like that, eh? It's so obvious. Lindsay, how's it going? Allison, West Haven, thanks again for being here. Get a vax? No, did not. For a gene edit and an obvious weaponized V meant to depopulate the planet. Oh, yes. Be careful. I don't think they're going to leave. I don't think they're going to leave your donation up. Yeah, we got to use code words. And absolutely, you're absolutely right about that. The depop is real. It's very real. Georgia Guidestones indicates a certain quantity of people that should remain on the planet. I don't know if it's 5 million, 500,000, no matter what it is. It's absolutely real. I didn't get the vax. I got no jab for me. It's a gene therapy. It's an editing of the genes. Absolutely. It's changing the genetic code of humans. And it brings the number 666 into our DNA, meaning we have the mark of the beast now. On our foreheads? Yeah. Everywhere. Not just on the forehead. Thank you very much, Lindsay. Yeah, it was weaponized. I believe it was weaponized 100%. It was a bio attack. And there's no vax against a bio attack. If you look back into the years when there was the Black Plague, obviously you must think the same thing as me. There was too many people back then also. So they needed to depopulate, Bill Gates. Oh, Bill Gates has been quiet. I haven't heard of Bill Gates in weeks. Since his husband left him. God, she looks like a woman, eh? The walls have ears. What is up is down. Everything's up. Everything's backwards. Everything's upside down. Shansi, how's it going? Nice to see you. Ralph Piolio, thank you. Just going to balance out that one thumb. I love you, man. Trolls must hate you. And is there already a thumbs down? No way. Already? Ace of Space, thank you. Officiel Bricolateur, thank you, brother. My two biggest trolls. Thank you, Ralph Piolio. Thank you, Andrea. Hey, Jean-Claude Mystic. Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic, too. The channel, I'll be having an interview with him on the 16th. He was here this afternoon. And if you're listening, Jean-Claude, I did not get a chance to thank you for the contribution. And I'm sorry about that. It was actually Darla, I think, that messaged me and said, a couple of people you weren't seeing come in. Imagine. Heard the 12 or 13 families put the Guidestones up a few years ago. There's a whole story about it. Rothschild, Soros, and their gang of senior citizens. Yep, the worst gang of senior citizens ever. Definitely. Yeah, Soros is a name you don't want to hear. Rothschilds. Ugh, get itchy. Lots of people still don't know who the Rothschilds are. Right? Elizabeth, She doesn't have a name. She just called the Queen. She's a Rothschild. Celebrates 2 birthdays. Her real birthday is in May or something like that, but she wants to celebrate it also in June or July because it's a lot warmer. And then, of course, the Queen gets to celebrate the birthday when she freaking wants, right? No doubt. Mike Briner, hello to you, man. Lucis Elementin, yes, sir. Joaquin Vestling, how's it going? Bruce, do you think everybody is able to see what's going on in the skies? I did start to see so many things going on last year. It is crazy, but it makes me happy. It is, Joaquin. It makes me happy too, my man. And I do see a lot going on, and a lot of people see a lot of things going on. But honestly, I've seen my neighbor next door see a light go by during the day. And I told him, I said, if there's a light going by during the day, what the hell do you think that is? I don't know. It's not interesting for some people. They say it's a plane. But I said, there's flashing lights on all planes. A lot of people that are not looking up in the sky don't even know that planes have always their flashing lights on. A lot of people don't even know that when you think it's weird, but it's true. No to the jab, says Hobinson. I agree. Absolutely agree. You guys like my image in the community? I wanted to show people what would happen if you get a vac. You become like a magnet. A bullet came from behind. Yeah, Kathy, they were talking about that, Miss Olney. Also about the bullet, whether it came from the front or the back. The entry and the exit made no sense as to where it was. They said that the bullet went in the front and ricocheted and then went back. I don't think so. What happened is that he was shot in the throat at the beginning, and he had a bullet lodged in his throat. He was obviously choking in his blood and everything. And then the second shot came, and came pretty fast. It was all planned, eh? It was obviously a coup attempt against the president. And say to yourselves, if it remains hidden, it's because the people that killed him are still alive, and they're going to kill more people. You see the new clothing line by Silvio? I did not. My goodness, if they didn't want our souls, they want them now. Oh my God, Ed, I have to go see that. What? Let me guess. Does she have a little freaking red devil on her dresses? That'll be good. You see how those are all the elitist devils, Satanists. They do the same things. They start clothing lines. They buy their nothing wrong with buying nice cars and boats and stuff like that, but I mean they have a very particular pattern, right? And it's not about jealousy about money there. I'm pissed that they have money, a lot of money, so that they can do bad stuff with it. There shouldn't be a law against what you can do with your money. I shouldn't bring that up because they're definitely going to probably put one on there. Ice Gold, hello. Nice to see you. And for all of you that I miss, it is definitely not deliberate. Shout out from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you, Lucis Elementon. Shout out to you. Hi from Quebec. Thanks a lot. Eggs is in the house. Eggs Akeley or Ackley. How are you, my friend? Thank you very much. Hey, and to all newcomers that come by, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Jabby is a binary weapon. You're absolutely right, Monkey. Love magic. I agree with you 100%, my friend, and a lot of people here agree with it too. It's a fact that it's a bioweapon, and it's being hidden, and that was the scariest part. When all of us and you, like me, did your research and saw the whistleblowers, or maybe you even did your own research to see what the hell was going on, and you see big associations, the ones running the show in medicine, the health organizations, the UN, and then everybody started turning against the truth and started hiding the truth. Absolutely ridiculous. Remember that? Like, when, yes, Senior was killed. Yes, I know. There was a couple of the Kennedys killed. Lots of them. Even some of the kids had some problems. Last year, I heard one of the children had died or something. So you're like, what the hell? Moonbird, thank you. Lamb chops. Thanks, Moonbird. Smack that, thumbs up, or get abducted. Nanu nanu. That's what I should do. Is it Johnny or Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel that says that? Subscribe. If not, some animal, some cat, some cute cat's gonna die if you don't subscribe. I remember him saying that. I wouldn't go that far there, but I believe that that would be cool to say. Subscribe or be abducted. That's a good one, actually. Lamb chops, thanks a lot for being here. And thanks for coming back. I recognize you guys there coming back. I appreciate it. Does it look different in French? What were we talking about again? Sorry, my little head. Does it look different in French? Sorry, Patty. I forgot what we were talking about. Barb Weist. Also, there are a lot of missile sires, in the upper and Midwest America, they say are disarmed. Yeah, absolutely. They say it's disarmed. I don't think anything's disarmed. You know, Thurston, hello. Pew, pew, pew. You coming from, is it Saturn or Mars? Okay, I thought they reported Bruce. I was like, what? Oh, yeah, I've been reported before. Always. Octavia White. Thanks a lot. Robin Ledford. That be me. Hood Robin. Yeah, we got a lot of Robin Hoods here now. I get a lot of those come by. Some good people. A lot of good people. Like everyone here looking for truth. Ralph Piolio, thank you, brother. The Delta, Delta. That reminds me, there's also a variant called Delta, unless that's what you meant. 10 people got, yes, it is what you meant. The Delta is in Calgary, and 10 people got the second shot, and they still caught it. There you go. I had the most creepy thought about that magnet. What if the shots attracted this variant by magnet? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love it, man. I love the theories. It's scary as hell. Imagine the people that have the friggin' magnet on them, seeing that the magnet's, sticking to. That's no good. So what is that going to? So does that mean when we go? Thanks again, Ralph. When we go to the airports, the ones that are going to have the beeper go off, we'll just say, oh, he's probably vaccinated. He's going to be putting So now, don't stand too close to your microwave when you're making your coffee. Your arm's going to sizzle. That's what's going to happen. That's just something incredible that he says they still caught the virus. Well, you do know the ones at the White House, there was an incident of that. 5 to 6 people caught it again, and they were all completely vaccinated, both shots. They caught it. It's proven. We're not going to hide it. And the shit stain YouTube that gets me really mad, because you guys are fact checking. And if you're fact checking, we're telling truth should be remaining up, right? But it's not. You're bullshit checking. That's what you're doing. YouTube is taking down information that is truthful. They're not taking down the lies. The lies stay up, right? That's how they work. Jason Berezny, how's it going, man? If you're after getting the honey, don't go killing all the bees. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Kathy says, yes, Bruce, fabulous telescope videos. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Kathy, and you're welcome. Welcome to the channel at the same time. MK Ultra on a knee level. Yeah, that's another thing. The MK Ultra. That is not Thurston. Thanks for being here. That's another thing. What was I talking? MK Ultra. MK Ultra 1980s started, hospitals here in Montreal. They're working with the CIA, the FBI in the States, trafficking children and stuff like that. So the human trafficking that's going on today has been going on before we were born. Can you imagine that? Does that scare you? It is scary when you think of it. Think of all the children that could have been taken away and not found. They don't want anyone doing kidnapping kids, but they can do it themselves. But imagine if the ones that are here to rule national security and to help people, imagine if they were the ones that got corrupt, and I believe they did. If it's the governments that are corrupt, we're in trouble. We're definitely in trouble. But they're going to be very, very careful and quiet about what they're doing, because the minute the whole world understands that, there's going to be one hell of a 24-hour civil war, I think. It's not going to be much longer than that, because there won't be anything left. The people are the ones that rule the planet. We rule the planet. And the governments that are there are us, the people that decided to form those governments, so that there would be a just system to be able to stop murders, to be able to, we have court dates from people that are fighting, neighbors fighting, they'll go to court, they'll get judged. And then it just became corrupt. It just became so corrupt. It's horrible. Have you guys ever been to court? Have you ever gone to court and sat down in the court and look at the judge, and you know that it's a corrupt ass because he's literally taking someone's side that did the bad thing? I brought somebody to court for passing through my stop sign on my bus as a school. The biggest insult for any bus driver in America, I heard you guys, it's even worse. People are passing through the stops. You guys in the States have 3 freaking stop signs on your buses. We only have 1. We didn't even have the lights on them. And you guys have cameras in your buses. Well, we don't here have cameras in the buses. But the buses that have cameras, we have 3 of them, and the wire was busted. The wire's broken so that nobody can use the cameras and stuff like that. I always said, put cameras in buses, put cameras in old folks' homes, put cameras in psychiatric wards, put cameras in airports and bars. That way you don't feel like you're being surveyed. Nothing wrong with having a camera look at you in the bar. You can give them the finger all day long if you want. They're just looking. But that's what they should be doing. The government is watching us like that, but they're watching us. They're not watching bad people in general. They're watching us. And you know why they're doing that? Because they want to know what turns you on sexually. They also want to know what clothing you wear. They want to know what your fetishes are. They want to know what your secrets are. And then after that, Google is like the devil. You could look for porn all day, and Google's right there, is going to offer you anything you want to have. If you want to look for gold or silver, all you have to do is ask Google one question: where can I buy silver? You will never, ever, ever not get another announcement or ad about silver. That's how they work. They spy on us through their extension governments in their frontal organizations, which is Facebook and Twitter. Facebook and Twitter are not online social media platforms. It's a platform where the government's there. They put a front up there. It's like somebody saying, I'm selling dope, but I'm going to clean the house and keep it really clean. And I'm going to put kids' toys around the house and pretend I have kids, and that I'm a regular human being. Well, that's what the government is doing to you, to us, to trick us. So listen, when they brought the people through the showers during the war to kill them, they're doing the same thing with us, except instead of having us walk to the showers and put on old prison clothes, they're letting us remain in our towns, have parties and stuff at the house or whatever. They don't give a crap about that. For them, we're in jail. And by them leaving us have that little bit of what we call freedom, people believe they are free. I feel it too. Used to finish working. I work like an ass, but I mean, I'm not at an association working like I was on the buses 8 hours a day. Instead, I work 20 a year, but I'm working for myself. But when I went to work, when I got back on the weekend, I said, wow, free to do as I want. I'm all by myself here, weekend, do what I want. But in reality, the government knows that you're at home. And by you having a computer online, if 90% or 85% of the world has a computer, every single computer is tracking you. Every country is tracking every person inside of their own country. The states are tracking and surveilling other countries with people on their own computers. That's what's going on. And you have to wonder, there's no reason for anybody to be able to get away or kidnapping a child. The government would know where that person is. The government would know something's up. They should be able to go get them directly in the woods. Do you all remember? It was a secret. A satellite shot somebody many years ago. The satellite was a laser beam or frequency that they put in somebody's head in the woods. It was a pedophile that took off with a child into the woods, and they killed him. And they were able to locate him and the child and to go save them. That's with the satellites. That was many, many years ago. So what people say are just satellites. No, they tell us they're satellites. Use codes. Eric, don't say COVID, please, on the thing, because they'll take us down. I got a medical misinformation warning of a strike. Not a strike, a warning. It's still up, eh? They're like bitch slapping me every morning. I get up and it says, you have been warned that you almost got one strike. If you get a first strike, then you will not be able to live stream for 1 week. That's what they say. They punish you. They go and punish you that way. Didn't they just bury them inside their homes like Cheney's welding people? Yeah, inside their homes. You know what I'm saying? That could be. It could be weird, eh? Andre Obi-Wan, how's it going? Le corps et l'esprit. Andre Obi-Wan, bienvenue, bienvenue. Welcome, thank you. Hey, merci beaucoup, André, d'être ici. Vraiment, vraiment, vraiment un gros merci. Jay McLean, how's it going? Bad crap, brother. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, the crap, too, if you want to talk about the crap. They were also talking about, it was in the feces, yes. They did test in the feces. They call it that bat woman, which, by the way, died, eh? The one that did the experimentation. The ideal was to take it out of the bat crap and to edit it. But anyways, there was some money. Fauci, through the subdivision company, sent them some money. And then, Kennedy, exactly, the one that's alive that I love so much in Congress, asked them, do you think that they're going to edit the virus to become a bioweapon? So very touchy situation. Ralph, thank you so much, bro. Love you, man. Can't thank you enough, brother. That's great. I'm so grateful, man. Thank you very much. You guys make me want to do a longer video. Means a lot, man. Thanks, guys. Moonshine Fuel is here. Manipulated ones don't change. This one doesn't change. That's right. Manipulated will not change. The manipulated, you mean, okay, yes, when they're manipulated. Absolutely. But they were manipulated. That's for sure. There you go. Thanks, Jaima. Absolutely. It's the gain of function research. I didn't want to mention it, but I know all about it. And the gain of function is where they mentioned that they were afraid the money, which was $500,000, by the way, $400,000 to $500,000 was given to them. And he says, who is saying that they weren't going to do gain of function research? So what is gain of function? Well, quite simply is editing, splicing, manipulating a virus in an animal to become a weapon and to be then transferred over to humans. That's what went on. It was exposed. Fauci should be in jail. Fauci lied on about everything. Now it's the Fauci emails that they're all talking about now. It's really, really getting a good laugh out of that. Ralph Piolio, thanks, man. They're destroying Sweden so hard. Joaquim, I've been hearing a little bit about what's going on in Sweden too. So all the amazing countries that we used to hear about, there's about like 15 or 20 of them right off the bat of my head. And Sweden is something that you always hear about here. Here in Canada, you hear a lot about Swedish. There's Swedish people here. And it's sad to see what's going on with the countries. It really is. Your people are real just like us. She's gone over the border. Yes, exactly, blessed be. If you're talking about Kamala Harris, Miss Montreal, so embarrassed. So embarrassed that they said that she came from Montreal. In reality, I don't know if she's Indian or what, or Mexican or Puerto Rican. I don't know. But she's not Canadian. Not from here, I don't think. Somebody said the other day, that's so racist. It's not racist. I saw her parents. That wasn't English. They weren't talking English. So if they weren't talking English, probably from somewhere else. How can you be born in Canada and not speak English? Mike Briner, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that, man. Area 52. Yeah, bro, there's another problem, Maureen. Hi, Maureen. Maureen Heck. Area 52 Gov has been working with aliens developing joint flying aircraft. Very concerning, the technology and everything that's funneling out of there. Hey, Mike Knapp, we're definitely on the verge of a war. This is why they're bringing up all this information. This is why people are trying to cut throats. Something happened. Somebody got a hold of some technology, right? The country that is able to have the best defense system is going to be the country that runs and rules the world. Did you guys see the Iron Dome in Israel? Thank God they're okay now. Did you see the Iron Dome that Hamas was trying to invade, right? Along the Gaza Strip. Unreal. They are robots, but the proper word are droids, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, guys, it's about that big. That's it. It looks about that big, but shooting the Hamas ballistic missiles that are coming over from the Gaza Strip. So as they're coming to Israel, that dome fires rounds at the head of that missile that's coming. And it's always, and every shot is precise, and it hits the tip as it's going by, boom, 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 and they explode. It goes to the next one, boom, 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 boom. You hear the speed of it coming out. I had chills and goosebumps. Why? Because I didn't think Israel had a defense safety in their countries like that. They're telling us that everyone down there is poor and they're just a bunch of wahoos outside with guns and knives. Not true, right? Israel has politics and everything. Their courts and everything. They're very advanced. They have also a lot of Arabs in Israel, even ones that are not Jews, that are accepted there, they're living together in Israel, both the Jews and the Arabs, and they have this understanding that everything they can do there is okay. They respect the differences and everything. But then you have the other side, the wahoos, the Hamas and stuff. They hide amongst the people, so they get attacked, and they're doing it on purpose. They want to be attacked. These guys believe that they're going to get a medal when they get up to heaven, and sitting down alongside will be several virgins. But what you guys didn't check out, it could be guys, the virgins. Be careful. I don't know. You Muslims say that you're supposed to have virgins when they die. Do girls get virgins too? Do Muslim women, when they die, get viral men that are there, like Adonises waiting for them? No, probably not. The woman's not as appreciated in certain religions, which is very sad. That's the religion that was in charge at one point, right, of regulating respect for women. Did you know that? Iran. That's because of Biden that chose that. Iran will be the spokesperson to speak for women. Do you think that's okay if Iran speaks for women? They beat them. We're not going to hide it there. A lot of people, even my mother, And she tells me, she goes, you got to be careful, Bruce, when you're talking online. I said, yeah, I got to be careful. But in reality, everybody knows that these countries, what they're doing, like those countries know what's going on in the States, right? And in Canada, I don't know why we hide, and that we feel like, oh my gosh, if I say that, I'm going to pass off as racist. I think people that hold back from talking are obviously very polite and smart, and you respect other people. But still, as a lot of people are saying, we're racist. As much the blacks as the whites, or every one of us are being treated as racist. I'm sure the Asians in their country are being treated as racist. Look at the countries that don't have mixed diversity races in them. Can we name them? Yeah, we can name them on one hand. It's the ones attacking us, right? Here, we're very diverse. So diverse that we're letting in the diversity, and it's flushing out the whites. Very touchy situation talking about that. But I believe that anybody and everyone that does talk about the situation of the blacks and whites and whatever, all the races, I'm not racist. So if I say something to offend somebody, let me know, because it's not my intention or my goal. I never put anyone in the same boats. But we're smart enough to understand exactly what's going on. You're asking a good question, Bruce. Getting the good, right answers. Thank you. Merci, André. Thanks a lot, man. They're destroying Sweden. Yeah, it's not cool. Not cool, not cool, not cool. Yes, it is, Kathy. Created in a lab. Confirmed that was created in a lab. California in the house. Mr. Bruce, bring and tell the intel, my friend. Blow us all away with your knowledge, my friend. Thanks a lot, Aaron. Aaron Anderson. I appreciate that, man. Mr. Kamala Harris. We're getting smart, eh, Patty? People are getting smart, eh? More like Cabal Harris. Yeah, there you go, Robo. Or Robo, absolutely. You need 2 hemispheres total, 15 kilograms with large RDX. Yeah. Yeah, get on that, Tony. Get a guy on that. I'm going to fix some shit up. Yeah, right. I'm not going to read that one. The 51 Project. Humanity has been so irresponsible. It's like waking up after a big party and finding out you made a nuke in a drunken stupor and it's sitting in the kitchen. Absolutely. I agree with that, the 51 Project. Any nukes affect more than just Earth, so UFOs are there. You said a mouthful, Kathy. Hey, that's you. Hello. You're absolutely right, Kathy. What's going on here? The last time they had come was during the war. And during the war, there was the nuclear blasts. You could be sure they came. They would have come down in 47. They would have come down when in Egypt during the time of the pharaohs. Look it up. During the Egyptian times and the old rule, there is and was UFO sightings. And guess what? Both sides, thousands of years ago, agreed on one thing, which is near impossible, is that they saw a UFO. It was shaped like a teapot. A little weird, eh? But those are the comparisons that they have back in the day. So back in the days, the things that were there thousands or hundreds or thousands of years ago, teapots, plates, and stuff. So they're going to do comparison with the pottery or whatever that's there. That's exactly what they did. I thought that was absolutely amazingly interesting. JT Cali, thank you very much. Thanks again, my friend. Love your channel, my friend. You do amazing work. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the awesome encouragement. You guys, I really appreciate it. Ralph Tolio, Mike, everybody, thank you so much. Let's scroll down to see if who's that? Spear Thrower is here. Lumix, FMZ1000, point and shoot, super zoom, get up. How can I amplify the abilities to get as close to the moon as possible, and how to track the moon? He has the Panasonic Lumix FMZ point and shoot, super zoom, get up. How can I amplify its abilities? Get the clearest shot you can. You're going to start by that. Once you get the clearest shot that you can get of the moon, you're going to also descend the exposure to adjust it, to send it just a couple of percentage, like 2 or 3%. It depends on what you want to do with. Just a minute. Tony, thank you very much. Mexico, love you, man. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Tijuana, and I'm not going to say Tijuana. Tijuana. Beautiful place. Another place I'd love to visit. Thanks, bro. Tony Maz. Muchas gracias, amigo. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, so what you want to do, bro, or I always say bro to everyone. FlowJO2. How can you amplify it? Well, you must have Zoom and stuff. I'll be honest with you. I've never rigged my cameras, and I've never rigged it with anything except for doing a strong magnification. What I like is having elevated megapixels on my camera. So you're just trying to get the clearest shot and super zoom. So you would have a good zoom on that. But if you want to amplify its abilities, get as close to the moon as possible. To track the moon, the best thing to track the moon, man, you're going to have to, you need a telescope to be able to follow as the moon is moving across the sky. You often see people that do the photography. One guy did a time lapse following the way the Earth turns by keeping his camera always straight. So as Earth was turning, his camera was, going offside. But as for amplification, you're going to amplify and zoom up as much as you can. Everybody can do that. And when you zoom up, you're going to zoom up the most, and you're going to stop before the pixelated point. And that's what you can do. And then once you're zoomed up as much as you can, by taking down the exposure, you're going to get rid of the blur right off the bat. Taking down the exposure hides a lot of the blur, and you add a green color or something like yellow color, depending on whatever's your thing. Some people put red, blue filters, but as for amplifying it, that's one thing I'm going to admit. I should have been good in that, but I never tried. I'm not someone that ever manipulated or opened up, cameras and manipulating telescopes. I have a brand new $10,000 American $10,000 telescope, and the trolls, after the first week, said that my mirrors are all banged up, and that's why I'm looking at shit like that. Telescope, by the way, trolls, guaranteed for life. My Celestron, guaranteed for life. Anything breaks on it, I'll send it back. I'll get another one back. Vikin 777's in the house. Taylor Michael Thompson, 1859 was the most previous reset. It's funny you mentioned that, Taylor Michael Thompson. Around that year, there was a giant solar storm that killed many hundreds of people as it reflected back down to Earth and ran through the wires. So what happens is very dangerous, by the way. When there's solar storms outside, the devices in your house can amplify themselves. So it can discharge a very high quantity of energy when, coming from the sun. The sun hit the wires and cooked people that were in the posts and stuff like that. But that was around 1859, what they said. I believe, Taylor Michael Thompson, that every single cataclysmic event that happened on Earth was a deliberate reset, was to, they need their money, right? Like big tech. Big tech was SARS. SARS, they had the money with SARS, and they lasted maybe a couple of years, and now they're running out of money again, so they're going to create another reason for people to get vaccinated, and lo and behold, if you're in military or a police officer, well, you have to get vaccinated, or if you work there in a hospital, you're going to have to get vaccinated. And so they're manipulating people to take the shots without people having their own say about anything, which is really sad. Crawlface is in the house. I'm trying to see everybody's comments, but it's near impossible, everyone. The source, looking forward to it. I've read a bit about it. Using the earth and materials as gateways to absolutely. What do you think it means, says Andrell. How's it going, brother? What do you think it means when you see patterns in numbers everywhere, like 11, 30, T23? It means that you were either trained to see them, or there's a certain thing inside of your brain that is making you very different to other people, because most people do not see codes, I believe. But right there, right off the bat, I know exactly what you're talking about. 11, 33, 22. So we're talking about power numbers. They're power numbers. And 11 is a date that many things happened. I know a lot of people are going to relate right away with the Trade Center, September 11th. In reality, that 11 reoccurs. If you go back and see when Hitler was during the war, what days of the invasion, what days Japan signed over, 11, 11, 11, 11. Terrorist attack, 11, 11. Delta Airlines, flight 11, 11, flight 11. 11 o'clock. They were talking about the towers, 11 o'clock. There's all these things and the codes. I believe that the codes are a secret language that somebody else is communicating information, so that you'll get there and you'll notice all these little codes without knowing what they mean, but you still know that there's some type of communication between people. If we're able, like, someone's at the table and we go, like, what the hell's wrong with you? You're making a sign to somebody. Patterns. So we have to be able to talk to ourselves without doing those silly movements and stuff like that. There's a hidden language that the government communicates with. There's also a hidden language hackers communicate themselves with, numbers and everything. Ed's world, he's one that knows a lot about codes too and everything. We talk a lot about that, and it's exactly what you said, seeing those numbers reappear all the time. A lot, right? Like even Jesus Christ being 33 years old, 66 books in the Bible. I could bring up a whole lot of things, an assassination attempt on the 22nd. So all these numbers are reoccurring numbers, and they're numbers that appear in certain documents, important documents. Bring sorcery into that, Andrell. Bring some sorcery into what the government is doing. If people believe that they're not doing incantations, that they're not trying to manipulate dark matter, they want to be gods. People want to locate where the god is. You got to read between the lines on that one, right? He doesn't necessarily live in an apartment building, probably not, but it's to find the ideal of what, who, where, what, where, when, and why God came to be. The source, as very professionally my friend Crawlface says. Yeah, the source is a source to everything. I just want to know when they're coming so I can bake a cake. If I were you, I would start buying the ingredients for sure. And I would definitely hold your glass bowl handy and your egg beater and get some eggs. And it is going to be soon. Guarantee you in 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to know more than we've ever known. And there's another situation that could happen. We could see some fighting instead. Somebody said maybe they're going to change things, Somebody said, Bruce, watch out for the red flag event. Guys, you were born into a red flag event. It's not something that's going to occur. It's something we're in right now, probably. Add color during recording or post. The thing that worries me is the camera is optical. Add color. No. Don't add color. That's not what I said at all. If you want to bring details out, add the filter of colors. Your eyes, the wavelengths that yours and my eyes have, are made to see green color easiest. All the colors of the rainbow are the easiest for our eyes to see, is also why we see the rainbow, which is an optical illusion. There is no rainbow in the sky. That's what they say. But add color during recording or post. The thing that worries me is the camera is optical zoom to 400 millimeters, I believe, and then digital zoom to just under 2,400 millimeters, all in 4K. I've never filmed anything that wasn't in 4K. All my videos are in 4K. And no, the color, you could, listen, of course, if you want to saturate, you can saturate it too. Your moon is going to show you the colors. You're going to have to help it to bring out some of the colors, obviously. But listen, there's no manipulation. Once you get close to the moon, the colors are ridiculously bright. You have a color camera, obviously, so you are definitely going to see a lot of colors. But the thing that worries me is the camera is optical zoom to 400 millimeters. You don't need any zoom on your camera. Even if you want to digitally zoom. See, the trolls often come here and they pretend that they know what I'm doing. I can magnify, as I always do with my camera. Obviously, I like filming from far away. It's the big hype, guys. The further you film, the clearer your footage is. It makes sense. Then after that, the thing that people don't understand about Bruce is my magnification technique. It's gold. I can bring it as close as I freaking want to show anything anywhere on the image without changing the pixelation. I've done it and showed it through crystals. I told people that I take the images and afterwards I present them through crystals. People laughed at me. I showed the setup of how I was doing it, different colored crystals. I tried blue crystals. I did a lot of experimentation. And what it comes down to is the best image you're going to get is a camera that has enough megapixels. So if you have a camera with 21 megapixels, you're not going to see any lines. If you have a camera with 40 megapixels, you're going to see all the lines on the surface. If you have a camera with 200 megapixels, you're going to see all the atmosphere. You're going to see the little details, that we couldn't see before in the past and everything. But I'm telling you, all you need is a camera and a telescope to be able to see UFOs on the moon. That is all you need. And any questions that I'm trying to help you, but I don't have anything added to the camera to magnify, that's for sure. At all. Long-term watcher from the start, but had bouts of illness, but I'm back. Thanks, Darla. You're a wee angel. David, nice to have you back, bro. I'm happy you're feeling much better. Let us know, bro, how things are going. William Farrell, how's it going? Carrington level. The Unknown Woman channel. I just want to know where they're coming so I can. Oh, yeah, it's true. So she can bake the cake. How cool is that? Thanks again, Ralph, and everybody. Crawlface, we need your logic, brother. Oh, some good logic. He had a nice, made a hell of a good one, Crawlface, about flat Earth, right? I love the theories about flat Earth. And Crawlface went and destroyed it. You know how he did it? Simply. It was funny. When you think of it, like he says, he's living in the other hemisphere. When he was in the northern hemisphere and he left, he saw everything upside down. That in itself, he said a lot more than that, but it's true. He's on the other side of Earth, probably going to see things upside down if you are upside down, right? That does make sense. And another thing, it's that when he talks about the measurement, how they measure and they divided the whole world up to be able to, figure out whether it's round or not. He explains the map and everything. Those are interesting points that when you do that little bit of research, flat Earth and things like other theories, it's just not going to be in your head anymore when you think of it. There's still other theories. that I could bring up to counteract the logic that Crawface is saying, which I love doing. It's looking for other ideals, theories, and I came up with it was pretty lame. Like I told Crawface, I said, well, maybe you're seeing it upside down because of an optical illusion, because of bending light. So you got to take all these things into consideration. I was going to say, take it into confederation. Yes, you got to take all these things into consideration. But there's a little bit of logic that you have to know in science. It's not that hard. People come here and ask me, Bruce, how far is the moon from Earth? Who the hell cares? It's not something I study. It's always changing. We're moving in space. All objects are moving. The universe, how's the universe made? Is it a square? Is it like a bowl? Probably round like a planet. Maybe all energy fields that are compressed together, and there's all this debris, from leftover stardust and stuff, accumulating. Is there a floor on the universe? Is there something holding it up? And when we say the universe, I'm imagining a box this big, when in reality, it is a freaking big. Do you know how far a light year is? Wrap your mind around that. Look up the explanation of how far a bloody light year is. Somebody says we got planets with possibly people living on it about 11 light years away. Yeah, that means we'll never make it there. 11 light years away. It's going to take you 11 lives to get there. Hey, Justin Branch. After a while of studying numerology, etc., I really felt they were all significant. Know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. Numerology also is something I went to ponder a little bit in. And you look into certain fields. Physics, I'm no genius, but I still looked at some basic things. And I don't know how many times when I started working in this and people kept asking me, Bruce, what's a constant? Explain a constant. What is lightning made of? How does lightning travel? Does lightning travel different depending on what situation? In other words, if there's lightning on Venus, is it going to be like the lightning on Earth? I started, when you start studying all this stuff, you realize, you say, oh crap, I'm never going to know everything. It's impossible to know everything. When you think there's so much research you can do. But when you do the research like that, it really helps you. I'm no genius, and that's what I do. One day I'm studying and understanding the bending of light. The other day I'm trying to understand what a freaking radius is and a circumference. Everyone goes, that's stupid. He doesn't know what a freaking circumference is. You don't know what the meaning is. And for those of you who do, good job. I don't. Yeah. People pretend. I'm not here pretending that I'm a smart ass and that I know everything in space. What I'm lucky with is that I was able to capture all these things, and it's what I captured that's guiding me to where I'm researching. I'm looking about topography, what archaeologists look for in space, what forms naturally. And these are all fields, and there's names to all these fields. Some of the names, I forget the names of the fields because there's just so much. There's a lot. I get so interested in all these new fields and stuff. But do you agree with me that when you start studying all these fields and all the data that's there, most people start going to people and telling people you're wrong. That's the information there. That's right. You're wrong. So people depend on the information on the internet without making their own judgment, without doing their own calculations. Am I going to calculate how far the moon is? No, I'm going to go online to see what NASA wrote, right? People are going to say, well, don't believe them. Well, we got to believe someone. And somewhere we can make our own decisions on what NASA says. When NASA tells me they're going to the Mars to colonize it, or Elon Musk says that, I take it with a grain of salt and I try to understand myself exactly what they're going to do. So everything that's hidden on the moon, maybe they finished the setup. And if they did, I believe in 218, 219, and 220, there was a lot going on the moon that they had to finish it all before the pandemic. And that's why we saw a shitload of UFOs in the skies here in Montreal. Those of you who are not from Montreal, Montreal is the capital, UFO capital. And look up the sightings that we have here in Canada. And out of all the sightings in all the provinces in Canada, this is the center. This is where they all come from. They appear here. So either they're making them here, or for whatever the reason, the UFOs like coming here to Quebec, right? A lot of water here. Who knows what they're looking at? Geez, 9:35. Am I boring y'all? I must be anxious for another video. We're going to see the damage of blown up swastika building on the moon. Got my magnifier ready. Yes, David, absolutely. That would be the best thing that would happen. That whoever is doing the manipulation of DNA experimentation and stuff, it's not hard to understand that mad scientists took over the world, right? Very unfortunate. Long time subbed. Hardy ever catch Bruce live? The Unknown Woman channel. Thank you. Can't thank you enough. I love you, my dear sister, for taking the time to come and check out my wacky videos. When we're going to see the yeah, I read that. Sorry. Imagine if they could create microplanets that you could harness into a spacecraft. Yeah, dude. I don't know where your head is, but it went through the same area as where my head is. You say some things, man. You go get words that I have inside me often. And you have the same mentality, exact same mentality as me for what went on. You understood real freaking fast that everything's controlled here, the trafficking, the human trafficking, the DNA experimentation, the secret projects. There's two worlds. We live in the world where we're like kids, we're being babysat. And the parents, we don't know what happens when we go to sleep at night because the parents are, they're watching porn or they're drinking or they're smoking a joint or we don't know what the parents are doing. We're the kids. We sleep, we don't have access to those things, and we get punished when we wake up. If I wake up and I catch my parents doing something, they'll ground me or they'll put me to bed and they'll lock the doors or they'll, you know what I mean? I was not manipulated when I was young. I'm telling you, it's the ideal of the government with us. It's like we're the kids and the government are the parents and they're lying through their teeth to the kids. They're making us reassure us. Humans have to be reassured, right? If we're a secret project, we're one that was a mistake. Because imagine if we were the only secret project that our DNA was manipulated. They created us in test tubes, clone babies, but they gave us pain and emotion. What would happen if they made a race that had no emotion and that felt no pain? How dangerous could that be? You couldn't have us all on the same planet. There would be fighting that would never end. People would be killing themselves, emotionless people. It would be just an everyday thing to run over people and kill them, right? We have the emotions. So even the governments, when they hire someone to be a spy or to take over, to do bad things for money, they're still watched all of their lives because at any given point in someone's life, that emotion can go and get them and it can change on them. And they can, we're good and we're evil. Crawface, another thing he's been talking about. We're good, we're evil, right? It's in the Bible. You can't be lukewarm. You're either warm or you're cold. Well, that's the problem with people. The people on this earth, all of us, we're frigid. Most of us are cold people. Then you have those incredibly, amazingly kind people. They almost make me mad. They're so nice to people. That was a little inside joke, but it's true. It must make some evil people mad. Someone that's bitchy all the time just sees someone there with a smile and it just pisses them off, right? That's how it is. Just looking, everybody. I missed a lot of people's comments. I'm trying to. Oh, hey, Lamb Chops. Thanks a lot for that compliment to Darla. Her art is amazing. She just made a beautiful painting. I got her to make a second painting for me, and that's third one there. There's another one there that she made. All beautiful paintings. So every week, y'all, I'm going to be looking at everything they're talking about. I'm literally siphoning every piece of information that's on the Black Vault, which, by the way, it's from many different countries there. It's not just the U.S. So if you want to go find out something that was exposed in Spain and stuff, it's up on the website. You know what? The only thing I have to tell you all is we don't know if anything is real. We don't know if what they told us about Kennedy is real. I don't know if you're talking about here, Crawlface, but the comments here are absolutely amazing. Darla, are you a supercomputer being able to? Yes, Darla, she definitely is, to be able to keep up with the chat. But yeah, that's funny. Funny you say that, man. I'll tell you what. Darla, when she came here, Darla really is a member, like a lot of you, but I mean a part of Bruce Cesal. Like Dana and a lot of you are doing, sharing the links. Darla does take it as a job, and she always told me that she was always going to be here. And I'll be honest with you all, since I've live streamed, Darla has missed 1 or 2 live streams, and it's because she had an appointment somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's the only reason why she didn't come. So, and when she doesn't come, she even lets me know, Bruce, I'm not going to be able to be there. I won't be able to check out for the trolls and this and that. So what happens is often people go and see Darla and say, well, Darla, why'd you block me? And why? Darla doesn't block anyone unless you're a shit stain. That's the only people they should block. And I do get the last word. Darla can't block people here. She's a mod, and the last, it always comes down, the last resort is my decision on what happens. I appreciate all your opinions. I don't put people out because they swear. When we talk about the cove or the vir, well, we got to be careful. That's all. I use code words and stuff like that. You've heard me mention it myself, talking about the cove. But I am trying to be careful not to mention it too much. I draw with pencils and paper. That is something, Lamb Chops, that I have an amazing, relaxing time doing. And I have a paper here all the time. Do you know the hands of God, the image, and not the video I made? I made the trolls really bad. The hands of God. It's Leonardo da Vinci's painting where he has 2 hands that sort of are touching each other. They're actually like this, I think. You can see the hands are like that, the sort of majestic hands that come together. And I'm pretty good at drawing, y'all. I make some really, really nice drawings. I've not drawn a lot because I like doing music a lot too and stuff like that. I'm busy with my fingers. Anything that has to do with the hands, don't think dirty. And I love drawing, and I always draw on the paper. I have them ever since I was young. Next stream, well, I'm not going to bore you with it. Actually, that might be pretty boring. I am going to bring my old poetry book out. When I started after grade 6 and I went into high school for the first year, I fell in love with poetry. Not at school, because there was no poetry at school. I did it myself. And I started making all these beautiful poems. And I had tears in my eyes the other day, guys, because the poems that I wrote when I was 12 years old is talking about what's going on today, talking about the deaths of what's gonna go on, the aliens, extraterrestrials, and a whole bunch of things. I talk a lot about God and the devil. Every poem that I had made has a devil in it. It's art, by the way. Some people are morbid, and it has nothing to do with morbidity. It has to do with emotion. And when you write a poem, and whether it be talking about the devil or God or whatever, there's a lot of emotion that comes from that when you make the poems. And when you reread something a long time afterwards, it really pulls on the heartstrings, because you say, wow, I knew that a long time ago without actually knowing why. I thought, because in reality it was just words thrown on the paper. Don John, maybe the jab is just a way to tag property before ET arrives and starts harvesting. Don John, imagine if it was that they're coming to get us to go work on the moon and Mars, that, on the same crafts that they've been traveling, the people working there, because I think it makes sense. And I talked to a lot of astronauts that said that they worked on the moon and on Mars. Not astronaut. Well, astronauts, yes, if they went. Military people, the Marines, the Air Force. I hear a lot about them, and they told me, Bruce, when you go and work on Mars, you'll be there, and you could be an engineer. Postal G talked about it too. You could be an engineer doing, obviously, you're digging, you're doing wires and stuff. So they're obviously, plugging up a whole bunch of machinery there. Maybe you'll land on the planet and never see what's going on the planet. Maybe you'll never see any transportation. A planet can be a base, right? They talk about, a lot of you talk about Earth being a Dyson sphere, right? Like Crawlface had said one day, why the hell would it be a Dyson sphere? Why do they have to hide as a Dyson sphere? It's true, I like the common sense. Impressive comments, Crawlface says. Yes, there really is, man. Incredible. We already know more than we've ever known. Yep, we're about to implode from truth. You know it, Andriel. There's more than we've ever known. And remember, you started about, I'd say 3-4 months ago. Maybe they did this, Bruce, on the moon. I was like, God damn it. Jeez. It's exactly what they're doing. A whole bunch of us know what's going on. And it's like the government knows that we know now. They just don't want us understanding the relationship. They don't want us to say that we know someone's on the moon, but we don't know if it's China or the UK, for example. But we still know they're there. Ralph P. Olio. Dalai is great. She had her eyes on me when I first joined. She watches you like a hawk. Darla's like, I'm not bad. Darla's a badass. Annie Gaddis. Hello, Miss Gaddis. They are already here. I agree with you with that. I absolutely agree. And they could be here permanently. Thanks, Ralph. They could be here permanently. They could be here working. And if they're not here permanently, where would they be? On the moon, another galaxy somewhere. So for me, it was an amazing revelation that we can now say it's been revealed there maybe are aliens out there, right? Because we have no confirmation. Maybe we'll never see them that way. Maybe whoever's here on Earth we're dealing with. I mean, have you ever gone to a country and you get to the country your first time on a trip and you look at how different people are? They're so different to you. Sometimes they're so different. So if there's an alien that has different jaw or a different mouth, I mean, look at it as far as how many aliens did they bring from the moon? Say if they have little noses and little lips or something, who says they didn't give them plastic surgery and that they're in charge here on Earth? All these things are a possibility of what they could have done. But I'm telling you, everybody, the secret is on the moon. It's the closest celestial object outside of our Earth, okay? It's locked in position, still rotating. Once every 27.3 days, they say, 27 point something days. Earth does it in 24 hours. So should there not be one time or one point where we're not seeing the same side? The moon does rocks back and forth. It rocks to Earth and it rocks away from Earth. As it's going around, it rocks to and from, and it's turning. As it's doing that, it's always going like that. So I keep that in my head. I'm trying to visualize what the moon's doing. How can it be? How can that moon be locked in position with us? Well, it could be, would make sense. And as we're turning around, we would see a large dark line go across the moon. But some people say that the Terminator line on the moon is maybe Earth's shadow. And I like that theory a lot. Until Crawface makes a video about it, I'm going to believe in it. Like Valiant Thor, we have been told so many stories. Is my friend Valiant Thor here? He's a friend of the channel too. Yeah, we've been told so many stories, Kathy, that we fight amongst each other, right? Like not you and I, but for example, you'll come with some information that you've received, and I'm going to say, no, it's not. That's not true. We're fighting over the same bloody, stupid information that's out there, or different information, data out there, and some people look just to do that, right? Now I'm scared. Yeah, Andriel, it happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Like chills, still chills, morbid feeling, very sinister feeling on what's going on. Had some sadness, thinking of the deaths in the past that we don't know about. You know, elderly, children. How many people do they kill in hospitals? Secret projects. How many? It's not hard. I mean, think of it. All you need is 20 injections. Elites can send off to a hospital. Now, don't forget, the hospitals that are doing these tests are the source hospitals. Those are the hospital centers, the motherships, where all the corruption goes through, and then information gets out from there to other frontal organizations and subdivisions. That's how the whole world's being run. Subdivisions, right? It's like, you know, when you call Hydro-Quebec, well, I'm in Quebec, you call the electricity hydro and you say, I have a problem. Just a minute, we will transfer you over to the electric blah, blah, blah department, whatever. Then it transfers you over. Hello, what seems to be the problem? I have a problem with my because so-and-so is doing that. Well, that will be, you will have to talk to QC. I will get you over to quality control. I'll transfer you over to guard. So this is what the government is doing with us. You know, government is screwing you over, but by different associations, so you can't really detect where they are. And that's how the world's being run. Meetings, G7 meeting coming up soon. You got Bilderberg meetings every year or 2-3 years where people get together. So the last Bilderberg meeting, they were talking about the pandemic. They decided what they were going to do with the pandemic. Pleiades. Yep. Pleiades was over my house a couple months ago. Beautiful Pleiades. We are Nathan Oakley. I saw a cloud tsunami last a rolling cloud last year around this time. It was motionless, just frozen in the morning sky. That's awesome. Cloud tsunami. I live by the St. Lawrence. We're surrounded by water. Valleyfield's surrounded by water, and we see this thick all along the coastline where we could see that very thick cloud. But me, at one point, it was a rolling cloud where the cloud was rolling itself and it was accumulating, getting even bigger. We saw that in the States at one point. I don't remember where it was, but it was pretty interesting. You had 1,500 views on live. It may be 2 times more, or even 10 times more, I guess. Yo-Yo is blocking the real numbers. Yes, that's what I believe. Moi, je suis d'accord avec ça, André. I believe that 100% that they are hiding the views. Hey, listen, I've never been able to get over 2,000. That is on a good day. All of you know I'm not lying. Videos at 1,400 here, it's continual. When I show, imagine, I'm not venting, I'm not valorizing myself, but for me, when I had a 14-inch telescope, if I would see a 14-inch telescope come up on YouTube and somebody's explaining that they can see lights on the moon, I would have clung to that a channel like shit on Velcro. Excuse the expression. Like crap on Velcro is exactly how I would have clung to the channel. So I said to myself, I'm going to open a channel. But here's the thing. I didn't decide to open a channel to go get a 14-inch scope so that I could be a ufologist. I caught UFOs, saw a lot of UFOs, have activity here in my sky also, and I was lucky enough to have an amazing supportive community to help with the funds, and we got ourselves a 14-inch telescope, some infrared cameras, my computer also. It's continual updating. Very small setup here, $30,000. That's how it is. $30,000, 3 devices, not even counting all the wires, and not even counting the infrared cameras. Yeah, with the infrared cameras, yes. Little $30,000 setup. And then, whoop, that's not counting my camera. $35,000. Not long, eh? Camera at the back of my telescope's $5,000. It's $10,000 with the lens, but I didn't get it. Look up the Nikon D850. It's known as one of the best cameras out there in the world, by the way, and it surpasses Canon sensors and every functionality that the Canon camera does. I like mentioning that because people go, well, how good can it be? Well, look what I'm posting, FCR Obi-Wan, Lucis Elementon. There has been some research on it. If you search Roswell I-beam Greek writing. Oh, I heard of that. Thanks for being here, you guys. Snake eyes. Let's roll some snake eyes. Oh, that looked bad, didn't it? Sorry about that. Lamb chops. If you were talking about me, I thank you very much, my kind friend. Yeah, a couple of things I just heard here too, Karafes, I had no clue about. You see how it's impossible for us to know all the information out there? No matter how smart somebody is, there's always somebody that knows something else. You should look at the progression of Reconstruction of 1918 Spanish flu. I did, brother. I did, absolutely. Very interesting. Right here in the USA, conveniently, the final step in building each individual aspect was done in 218. Ooh, interesting, isn't it? So that means it's, like you said, it's a continuation of what they did at the Black Plague. Tried killing, depopulating. Then they look at the status of, they look at on a survey. Survey says, ding, 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 ding. How many people died? How many people had liver problems? How many people's brains bled? How many people had coagulation problems? How many people, circulation problems? All these tests and vaccinations that they're doing to everybody and everything. It's experimental. There was Nuremberg trials after the war, to hang the Nazis. Do you know that during the Nuremberg trial, it was the SS Nazis that were outside guarding? You know that? Do you know that one of the persons that was inside the Nuremberg trial that was looking at the ones that were killed, all the Jews, that there was one man explaining what was a death, what was not a death by, that man worked in the 70s and 80s until 30,000 files were discarded for the MK Ultra project, for Project Paperclip. He was working in the hospitals here in Montreal and the Doria insane asylum. By the way, there were no insane children there. They were lobotomizing them. They were experimenting on their DNA and guinea pigs. Very sad when you think of that. But MK Ultra is something that still today people think is a myth. It's scary stuff. There's people being compensated that they were manipulated through experiments that the governments were doing on them without the knowledge of anyone else doing it. $20,000 is not much of a compensation. Let me tell you that. David, it's exactly what I was talking about. That secret language. Exactly. The Freemasons. Exactly. All the codes, all the dates. When you go to a church or when you're going for a walk, go into the churchyard, if you're allowed, and look at the walls of the church. And maybe scare somebody here. Has any of you Do any of you have a little, very old church in your town that has a cemented heart that is put inside of the wall, on the wall, as part of the wall? There's all significant symbolisms, meanings for that. Like Viken 777, symbolism and sacred geometry. Yep. Have been stolen by Luciferians from God's design. Well said. Well said. Well said. Also, the Luciferian genes. Yeah, we live in a crazy world. But a lot of people don't know it. And the fraternal orders are running the governments. And it's very, very true. So when people get into those fraternal orders like the Masons, it's not the government, because it's the branches of Freemasonry. But the source of it all is the government. John, Revelator, hello. Thank you very much for being a member. And the Danes, hey guys, hope I'm not missing anything. The Swedes are the aliens. That could be. That's another thing. It could definitely be. So the thing is, there could be somebody down here as the alien, and that's scary stuff. And for example, the Nazis. Who said the Germans, weren't aliens and stuff like that? That worries me a little bit because I got German blood. So German and Indian blood with some Scottish blood. How free, or is it Irish? I don't remember. I don't care. Imagine how aggressive I could be drinking in a bar. Get people think about the ancient Greek writing on Roswell crash debris. Eleusis. Oh, they were blocked. I don't see anything bad, but what do people think about the ancient Greek writing on the Roswell crash debris? It says Eleftheria freedom. Yeah. That's another thing, right? It means that the aliens are here to try to help us, possibly to tell us, to warn us that our governments are corrupt. And maybe every time the people have stood up, it's because the aliens come down here and give us a little hand, right? Maybe some magical moments or some magical events could happen. Like maybe a UFO came down to part the sea one day here on Earth. 666 equals 18 equals 1 plus 8 equals 9. Add 7 equals 9. Yeah, but that's the thing, eh? With numbers, there's always a way we can manipulate the numbers too. But aside from the manipulation of the numbers, the number 666 is the source, one of the source numbers in the genetic human code. And the 666 represents 666 somethings. But it really is related to that. Lamb chops. Oh, I read that. 3, 6, and 9 are magic numbers, mostly 9. Yes, they are. Add pyramid-based number at Kabbalistic, and it's 9, same as its height. Yeah, the pyramids. You know that, right? The pyramids, the number, the exact number of the base of the pyramid and stuff like that. There's lots. There's lots that's telling us a lot of things. The truth is right there, but it's that you got to be smart and look up all the different, associations and all the different fields. And anyways, everybody, I want to say a great big thank you. I do want to get that video up for you all. I'm sorry if I wasn't able to get all the messages. Remember the waves months back that you caught in the moon? Yes, Kathy. Another site caught it in the sun in the past week after the EMF. Very interesting. Very interesting. It could be the direct energy weapons. It could be the sun's solar energy that is pushing a very fast wave of something that was shot out of the sun that's rolling across the top of the moon. Lunar waves. It's like there's a frequency, definitely a frequency. It also looks sometimes when you look, it looks like you're filming in water. So very odd. Anyways, everybody, I love you all. Thanks for the ongoing support. I will not let you down. There'll be more videos this week. I'm going to be double checking outside at the same time. I'm going to be up for an all-nighter. Please be around this weekend. I hope my eye is fine because I want to do a test with StreamYard. I know I keep repeating it, but I'm going to keep repeating it. Techno Thanks is coming on this channel very soon, and I want to get an interview up, but I'm going to need your help with the StreamYard to do some tests. So be watching this weekend. If you see a live stream test, don't wonder what it is. Entire human history is a con job. Don John, I believe you 100%. I agree with it. The possibility is there. Thanks, Crawlface, and everyone for being here. Love you guys. And thanks to all those new members that I see here and the ongoing contributions, everybody. I can't thank you all enough. It means a lot, and I want you all to know that it really means a lot for me that you come to my channel. It hurt me that I had my grandmother passed away, but my grandmother was always somebody that gave a shitload of money to the church, a lot of money to the church, right? And when I see what the churches are doing to everybody and what they're doing to our children, very, very sad. That's going to come up, right? When you know, and the indigenous people that they found those 200 and some bodies buried at a schoolyard. Don't go digging up the schoolyards of Montreal. That's where MK Ultra buried all the kids they lobotomized. It's a true story. It's a true story. So I don't know if it's real or not, but I believe it's true from the information I got. So you have all the sisters and priests that are the one hiding the bodies. Isn't it so morbid? I call them undertakers. Priests are undertakers. That's what they do. I love you, man. Thank you, Ralph Piolio, for the amazing support, you guys. Thanks for encouraging me so much. Did I get more thumbs down? Let me tell you, there's 225 thumbs up here, and I've never even seen that for a live stream. I think 150 is probably about the max I've seen. I can't thank you all enough for having stuck around so long, enduring me talking. We have some really good conversations here. That's what I'm going to be doing with Techno Thanks. Crawlface Physical Astronomy, Techno Thanks. You got to check them out. Go to my channels. And if and only if you appreciate his channel, he would want the same thing. Give him a heads up. I could say, tell him Bruce sent you, but just tell him, heads up, or that Bruce talked well about you, or he gave me a really big shout out. He was the first to give a shout out to Bruce's All channel. And he's very underrated, unfortunately. So go and give him some love. Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 2, June 16th. There'll be an interview, and I will get the link up. Smells like fire. Not me? Yes. Probably outside. People having a fire. Something I haven't done in a long time. Not true. I did one 3 weeks ago. Hell of a big fire. Next live stream also will be outside. Maybe bring some the stream outside for us. I wonder if we can see the sky outside. I think we did the last time I went out, but it's when the sun went down. When the sun went down, we were able to see some of the sky. It'd be nice of us to go outside. And Darla, everyone, thanks so much. I'm getting off there, you guys. So hang tight. Floyd Stats, thank you very much, bro. Thanks. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, bravo to you, Floyd, man. I'm going to, geez, another $5, man. What's the use of me giving you a gift? I appreciate that, buddy. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'm off to make a video for you all. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Sunset and GA right now. Saw a dim supersonic flyby. Keep those eyes in the sky. We are Nathan Oakley. Thanks, guys. Taylor, Michael Thompson, I see codes. A lot of people do. Not a lot, but some people do. And Crawlface, just before he popped up, I was telling you all that he sees them too. So, yeah, a lot of us do, most likely. This was amazing. We're gonna have to. I'm liking these live stream guys and gals a lot, and I think it's, my gosh, just as fun as having a live stream watching a video almost, because we could talk about passionately about everything. It's hard to talk about the virus, I know, and I'm asking you to talk in code, but yeah, we don't want to write the whole cove in capital letters and stuff like that. Be very careful, because if not, they warned me that they were going to give me a strike for doing so. So we got to be very careful for that. I can't thank you all enough. I will be getting off that because I know a lot of you find it so annoying when I stick around. We have a God's. Oh, I missed that, brother. My recommendations: focus on teleportation, like stuff, and dimension access, and get away from to be travel stuff. Trust me. Oh yes. Is Thomas Rebus here? Merci, Thomas Rebus. Je t'ai même pas encore, mon frérot. Yeah, I'm still learning Crawlface. Incredible, man. There's lots I need to learn. All of Canada and America was built on. Yes, White. Yeah, dude. Literally everywhere. And it was all hidden. They took only the tombstones away. So you could be sure, Floyd, deliberately over a cemetery, they would build school, hospital, government buildings, everywhere that they're not going to touch or take down. A church, when it's built, stays there for 100 years. So you can stick anything you want in the basement of that church, or in the walls of that church, or in the ground of that church. We are on a burial site. It's like saying, look at Poltergeist movie in the backyard when they dug the pool and it rained and all the bodies came up. It's exactly what I believe is everywhere. Maybe they built a bridge and it had a lot of cement. The bridge was like thousands of trucks. So if there's a part that needs to be hidden, making a sidewalk, no one's going to look under the sidewalks. It's that stupid, Floyd, but it's true. And yeah, that, touches a note when you think of that. That pulls on the heartstrings to know that all those people were buried, the burial grounds. The land was taken from them. So, unfortunately. Sorry, Bruce. My grandma was very religious also, but we have the heart. Oh, no, absolutely. Don't be sorry for that, my friend. Yeah, exactly. Was very religious. You have the heart. All right, cool. Thanks for letting me know that. Right on the church, eh? The church is alive, my friends. It's built on souls. Churches are built on souls. And lamb chops, I have so much respect for religious people because I had a lot of respect for my grandmother. I'm very spiritual, so it's quite the same. Maybe just a different term that I'm using, but wonderful chat. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Kathy, please take the time to come back. And the Unknown Woman channel, thanks for, yes, I'm going to go let you guys do your toast and everything. Don't burn a toast, but you guys and gals have to come back. Nice. The Unknown Woman channel is in Northern Ontario. I love you, sister. Thanks, neighbor. Teresa Be Kind's there. Merci, Teresa Be Kind. Je t'aime encore plus, mon amie précieuse. I love you more, my precious friend. Thank you so much. Simpsons, Stonecutters, lyrics. Who controls the British crown? Good question, Elusis. Very good question. Who keeps the metric system down? You see, yeah. We keep Atlantis off the maps. Who keeps the Martians under wraps? Exactly. Who covers up? You said it a lot there. Stonecutters. Yes, absolutely. Who controls the British crown? What keeps the metric system down? Who makes the stock market crash and uncrash, right? Silver, the most volatile and the most manipulated market in the entire world. That's what they do. I think everything's manipulated. You going to town there, Darla? Thanks for the reporting. Thanks for helping. Darla, when she has problems with the trolls on there, she goes and reports at them. Like the big problems. We're not talking about little problems here. The big trolls. Yeah, see, Crawlface says there's no future in time travel. It's a trap. Definitely a trap. That there, you said a hell of a mouthful right there. That's right. People are time traveling from one end of the earth to the other, traveling on Mars from one end of Mars to the other. And then I had mentioned that a couple of weeks back, man, if not a month ago. There's a difference between traveling through time or teleporting, right? It's not the same. If you're teleporting through time, you're doing two different things. And it would be a whole different machine as to traveling through wormholes and stuff like that, I believe. That is interesting. It could be Justin Branch. I really don't spit on any theories, and I think, we're just finding out now dragons and everything, they existed and everything, and I mean, it's crazy stuff. I would believe it could be plausible. I'm that open-minded, Justin. USA Patriots in the house. When the next live, Bruce? Oh, my dear chick friend. You know what? We're going to do another live stream this weekend. I promise. Saturday or Sunday, no doubts. I will. Because I want to test StreamYard, but I do want to come back on for us to talk about things. It's been 2 or 3 weeks that a lot of you said, Bruce, these conversations are awesome. It costs me nothing to come on as long as I keep getting videos up for you. I honestly believe that it was going to discourage people from coming to the channel if I had too many streams, but you guys are amazing. Hey, thanks, Ralph. Yeah. Ralph's the troll here, trolls. He's trolling your ass bad. Your ass is trolls. So there. And trust me, Ralph, they hate you. I promise you, man. It's always our same twit. Ace of Space or Officiel Bricolateur, in hiding, misheard. John Walson. It's always the same attackers that are there. Jealousy. I love you, Ralph Piolio. Everyone's like, is he going to get off? I am. Darla. Thank you, everybody. Robin. Lamb Chops. Thank you so much. Taylor Michael Thompson. I will talk to you all very soon. And I'm going to do a video right now for you all. Tamari Bus. Et je suis en bleu, Darla. Tu me vois en gris, toi? Ah! Ah ouais? Ah, that's weird. Tu ferais un test, Thomas, pour bloquer ou on va mettre Darla en time-out à un moment donné, voir faire un test, voir si ça fonctionne. Mais moi, je te vois bleu aussi, Thomas Ribas. Hey, Sweet Pea, c'est pas ici. J'espère qu'elle va bien. Ça fait une couple de jours, je ne l'ai pas vue, Sweet Pea. J'espère qu'elle n'est pas malade. Yes, Darla, definitely. Someone who deletes comments of the people, they are a disease for all. Definitely. Remember, Darla, last week I blocked a couple of people, but it wasn't me. Sometimes some of you mods will see some of you blocking people, and it's not even you guys that are blocking the people. Love you, Ralph, Gina, everybody. And I'll talk to y'all real soon. See you soon, Justin. Awesome. Thanks, Taylor Michael Thompson, for everything, bro. Dieno Vandal, thank you. Thanks, Darla. Peace and love. Prayers to all in need. Later, Crawface. I'll see you later, bro. François Nadeau, merci. Thank you, François. See you soon. À bientôt. Time in the third dimension. Oh, this is getting crazy. I know what video Crawface is going to go do. I'm going to get in his mind. Crawface is thinking about that right now, the teleportation one. That's a good one. But that was interesting. Andrew Basiago, before I get off, was talking about teleportation, which, by the way, he wasn't teleporting back into time. He was teleporting himself to planet Mars in the present time. So, yeah. Bruce, what about these military guys exposing or not? You know what, Lamb Chops? There's a lot of military right now that is fighting against the cancel culture and the racist ideology that they're trying to talk about the white race being a privileged race. I think even black people are finding such a bloody waste of time. What's going on? That was in the past. Today everyone is said to be equal, and that's the way people should think of it. But I know for a fact the military in the United States of America and in Canada, I know lots of them, lots of militants in the States. And I have one I went to school right here with Terry, my friend Terry, which I told him I wanted to have an interview with him. I don't know if he's going to talk to me or not, but he's getting high enough rank that I'd really like to have an interview with him, see if he would tell me anything. I believe the military is going to expose and protect, and that they're going to gang up on the higher ranking people. Because when people say the military is causing trouble, it's not the military soldiers, it's the high rankers. Military soldiers are there to do amazing secret projects in war, and they're there to put sandbags in towns that are flooded and help people. They're there supposedly to do that. But they're going to expose what's going on. I believe also there's going to be a hand-holding experience or experiment that there's going to be a lot of leaks. The Navy, they're going to leak things. Why do you think they leaked it by Jeremy Corbell? Because he's an investigative cinematographer. That's the first time. I call myself an investigative researcher. He's an investigative cinematographer. So anyways, that is how the truth is going to come out. People are going to leak things. If anybody in the military, for real, you are driving ships and you want to give me a video of a UFO flying that you swear in the Bible is really, really yours, and that if I show it, there's going to be a national security uproar, let me know. I will post the videos. Anybody with videos that whistle blows or something like that, you don't know what to do with it, I do have some contacts now that I can send that information to get out. Never will I ever mention their names. It's the big boys. And fortunately, I was able to be contacted by some high-ranking people, which unfortunately, I'm not going to know who they are because they're contacting me indirectly. Smart, eh? But anything leaked, or any of you that are in the Navy that drive planes, that you're pilots, that you're capturing things and you'd like it to be seen and you want to remain anonymous, you could trust me with that. And I will get those videos up. So, right, I will see you all later. I love you all very much. Both grandparents on both sides of the family were master masons as well. Yeah, hey, Taylor Michael Thompson, you got nothing to feel bad about that. I know a lot of people don't understand that. And then I'm off for real. Freemasonry was a beautiful religion that people in the 1800s and 1900s went into because they wanted to better themselves. Um, that is the goal of a Mason, is to better themselves. But they're studying all this knowledge, and every level of knowledge that you go higher, there's things that they're talking about. So some of these people are dangerous people and whatnot, but not the ones, not our elders, not our grandparents, Taylor. Those were amazing people. That there was even the women, the Masonic women that did not go to the lodges, that still had a sort of, little badge, and they were still part of the association as being the wives of the associates. And I have nothing against people that study the Freemasonry. I know a lot of people that really are studying it. I wanted to study it, but you know what I wanted to do is that I'm not going to, the Masons do not want you studying Masonry or Freemasonry without being a part of the association or a club, and without you giving money to the clubs. These are all pyramids. They're pyramids, scheme pyramids for money and wise and everything too. But again, I'm not talking about his grandparents. I have a whole lot, man, that are buried here at the cemetery that were that have the Masons sign up, but they really were Masons as a religion. And the ones in Freemasonry that are practicing, Satanism and stuff like that, it's another branch. It's that the Freemasonry is not necessarily about that, but people, you could have a satanic person that's a Freemason. You could have a religious person that's a Freemason and stuff. But I think that's important to know, because Taylor Michael Thompson is a couple of people that told me. I always thought my grandfather was one. He knew a lot about them. So people were like, oh, wow, it was a bad man then. I don't believe that. I don't believe anybody in the Freemasons that are at the corner here, right here, by the way. I could walk 10 minutes away. Freemason signs right outside my door. Look down the street and I could see it. And nobody knows what that sign is. I've asked everybody in town. I did a test asking the bus, people in the bus. Anybody know what that sign means? 54 kids from 4 to 18 years old. One person knew what it meant. It was one kid in secondary 5 in the back, and he said, my dad says they're assholes. That's what he said. So nobody knows about the Masons and the fraternal orders. And there's fraternal orders that are protecting the secret of God, are protecting the secret of aliens, and so on and so forth. And a whole bunch of secret associations running the planet that nobody knows about. And thank you. You getting tired of me yet? I'm off for sure now. Here, everywhere, even lodges. Yeah, exactly. Here too, man. I played bingo in the Lion's Den in Sonora, Arizona. Lucky you. Lucky you. Well, speaking of Lions Club, I was part of a club which was probably a fraternal order, and I just basically didn't know it. Have you ever heard of the Optimist Club? That's a club I was with. I was too poor to be in that club, but I still was with it. Every time we go to the meeting, we would give money at the meeting, $5-10 every time I'd go. But what we did, and we still do here in town, is the Optimist Club. I'm not considering myself a part anymore because I haven't gone in years. We raise money for kids and make days, swimming days. We try to get things up in the parks like water slides and stuff like that. It really is a branch of the Lions Club. You've heard of the Lions Club? There's the Optimist Club. There's in French, if you're here in Quebec and other places, vous avez le Chevalier de Colomb. The Chevalier de Colomb is another fraternal order where people think basically it's just a bar where old people can drink beer for $2. It's sort of true, but there's a lot more to that. It's the funds that come in from all those people drinking there go to the fraternal orders and stuff. So that was a beyond amazing. I'm getting off for real, Darla. Bye-bye, everybody. Ralph, Justin, Crawlface, everybody. Dieno, thanks. AGOG, Optimus Prime. Yes, that was me. It's like the Lions Club. If you look up, it's a club where people get together to raise money to build things in parks for poor children, to have birthday parties for poor children and stuff like that. So I wanted to help out my town, and I would go. We do, also when there's running or marathons at the schools and stuff, it's us that would go there for free to be able to volunteer in helping the kids. So it was just something I wanted to help out. But as I was there, I started hearing a lot about the Masons, about the fraternal orders. Some people were asking me if I was interested in other fraternal orders. So, to be a Mason, you have to ask one, is what they say. So if ever you know a Mason, you could freely ask them how to become one. And maybe that person, well, of course they will, they'll explain to you what you have to do until they bribe you. Bye-bye, everyone. On se parle bientôt. Talk to you all very soon. A great big thanks, everybody. I'm off to make that video for you all at the same time and stream again this weekend. So be watching, please. Bye-bye.